talk about a recent project I did. It's called Wire in the Wild. Some of you maybe already have seen it, used it. Some of you already submitted projects to it. Thank you very much. But for me, it was like two things that made me do this. One of it was like I wanted to dive into Livewire 3 and also Laravel Vault. Who does know what Laravel Vault is? Okay, quite a few. Laravel Vault is basically single file components for Livewire components. It sounds super weird, but basically we're back in the 90s where we mix all our code into one beautiful soup of a component. We'll see about that in a moment. So what is Wire in the Wild? Wire in the Wild is basically a collection of real-world Laravel Livewire projects. You might be wondering, why does this exist? Basically, Samuel and I used to work together, where we worked at a startup where we used Livewire quite extensively, I think we can say. And then we both moved on from this startup, and we had a discussion over lunch where Samuel asked me, but is Livewire like commonly adopted, or is it slowing down, or is it mostly used for internal projects or whatever? And that got me thinking. I don't know, was my reply. So I had this idea that maybe there should be a collection of Livewire projects. So Wire in the Wild was born. How? How did I build this? Like I said, I wanted to learn Livewire 3 and Laravel Vault because another project, the big one I'm working on right now, is still, for the moment, being on Livewire 2. I'm still unsure whether I should go the filament route or the pure Livewire 3 route. It's up for discussion. So yeah, let's dive into more of the how. The logo, this is Wire in the Wild. So basically, before DALL-E 3 came out, I downloaded Edge. Don't judge me. I got into my very old Microsoft account that I still had somehow because sometimes I have to use Teams. And I logged in, got into the Bing chat, and gave him the Livewire logo and said, I want something like this, but in like a mountain area with a hat. It had to have a furry hat. So this is what it spit out. Well, basically, I simplified it a bit. It was like a bit over the top. Still is, but it's a lot simpler. But that's not very interesting. So the code. There's a few things I can show you about the code and how I built it. Sadly, Ed canceled. Ed. I wanted to personally thank him for his package for passwordless logins. Basically, what I did, I took the Laravel Breeze starter pack with class-based Vault components. There's now so many flavors. Check it out yourself. And I wanted to have passwordless logins. So Ed, who's sometimes at the meetup, I never met him personally, some of you sure have, has this great simple package that allows you to do just that with like signed routes or something like that. And so I wrote a blog post about it, but it's fairly simple. First of all, I removed the requirement to have a password with the migration. I created a notification or an event at first, then a listener. And what it does, it sends a simple email where you click on the button and then you're logged in. As you can see, the URL is a bit long. I just took the default configuration. Like I said, I put this project together fairly quickly. I don't know if I could configure it any better, but I think I can. And then what I needed was what this is like the notification for this. Super simple, not much going on. The only thing dynamic I needed was the URL for the login link. And then I don't know if it's perfect to put it on the user model. I just put it there out of convenience and send it out. Then of course you still do you still have to register stuff in the event service provider, or is there an auto discovery now or not? I'm never sure. So I registered it. And then here's your, if you've never seen Vault, here's your first single file Livewire component. Basically, yeah, this is it. Oh, yeah, maybe zoom in a bit. Let's see. What was it? This. All right. So now you have it, the beautiful soup. This is basically the parts of the original Breeze thingy that we had with a simple rate limiting jack, so I don't get like blasted. And then here I basically say, hey, send me this beautiful thing. And the component itself obviously looks weird. Here's the HTML for it. So it's all in one file. Whoa! Is it good or bad? I don't know. I just wanted to build something quickly, so that's how we ended up here. So this is how the new login page or GetMagic login link page now looks. There's no password field anymore. Yeah, of course, you could take this further. I also implemented must verify email because I don't like to send out emails to spam email addresses. Well, I do, but then I want them to be verified. If they are not verified, I can delete the user. Yeah. So this is one part of this beautiful, simple application. Then let's see where we are. Are we here? This is like the main sauce. You can create a new project. Let me show you how it looks in the browser. It's so much easier to see what it does. So what we're looking at code-wise now is this. So as you can see, you can add a project. I'm already logged in, but if you were not, you could also register here right away. And yeah, this is how it looked like. I know there's now form objects in Livewire 3. No, I did not use them yet. It's just like, it's like a quick project, like I said. And again, therefore it got a bit long. I'm also using the Spatie tags package. And of course I have to check if the user is logged in or not. There's a bunch of validation rules. It were too many to put them on the properties themselves, so I added them down here. And yeah, this is basically this. Like I said, it's a bit long. I would probably extract it into different components, but I had to be quick. I wanted this project out the doors in like a day. So here's another thing that I saw that I also implemented in a project with a much longer form. People were like complaining they couldn't save. That's because they were at the bottom of the page to hit save, and on top there was an error message. Well, what this does is like it takes you to the first error message that you see on the screen. So that's quite helpful for very long forms. um, yeah, everything else is pretty straightforward. Um, Livewire, Blade, stuff. Um, so let's have another look at the project itself. We're now at 99 projects. For those of you who saw my tweet about that I need help, I wanted to go to 100 projects by the end of the month. Technically, we're already there. I just haven't published them yet. So I wanted to do it here. um, yeah, there's a lot of Livewire projects. As you can see, a lot of them are still added by me manually. Um, so if you find some, please add them. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of weird ones too. Don't go too crazy. So the infamous hub page that we figured out uses Livewire internally with a black-orange logo. We're not gonna add it. Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of projects already, and a lot of fun ones as well. This one was pretty cool. Now that Taylor, the creator of Laravel, has a Lamborghini, I was wondering because the design studio for your Koenigsegg uses Livewire. Maybe Caleb can get a Koenigsegg one day. I don't know. Let's hope for the best. There's a lot of personal projects, like smaller ones, bigger ones. Um, Quite a few Swiss ones that I didn't know about. So keep them coming if you have any Livewire projects. Uh, this one, back to filament, I wanted to show if you were wondering if you could do custom components in filament. Yes, you can. This is an entire, it's open source as well. It's an invoice builder that uses quite a few custom components in filament. I saw that on Twitter or YouTube and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Why not? So yeah, there's a lot going on. Actually, we now have a desktop app that uses Livewire. Well, cool. All sorts of things you can do. One thing I figured out during while I was scanning with BuiltWith and Wapalizer, a lot of your or some of your internal projects might get indexed and flagged as Livewire projects. So watch out for that. Um, yeah, we can also sort like basic stuff. Super easy. What else can I tell you about this? I need to go back to like find what I was talking about. So another thing I built, it's also on my site, is social share images that get automatically generated when I hit publish. Basically what it does, it's like a custom route with a custom template. And I hit browser shot and tell it to take a screenshot of that. The create thing I showed you. Then I'm always like super lazy with testing. I know it's bad. But with the new GitHub Copilot, I was like, write me some tests for it. I wanted them to be in pest, and I wanted it to be able to test Vault components. And well, the tests were a basic scaffold of what I wanted, but none of them worked out of the box. But it was good, so I had to go in and manually change them, and now they're luckily, I think. Let's see if I can show this. I think they're passing. Let's hope for the best. Yeah. Yeah, I did not. Here's one I did not implement. I was for the when it publishes the project, I didn't want to set up Puppeteer to do the browser shot in the test yet. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I don't. Then it would not be 3 seconds, and it would be way longer, just for that single test. So let's go back here. Yeah, what else? Basically, like I said, the most time, um, of course, was spent on the front end, as always with projects like this, to make it sort of look nice, to have some, you can't really see it, but like backgrounds here and stuff like that in the colors I wanted. And yeah, that's about it. It's like a super small and simple project, but you can something like this, including a dashboard. The dashboard is also for the users, but obviously, I see all projects because I need to review and publish them. Is about 8 hours, and 4 at least got spent on the front end tweaking for mobile, stuff like that. So the rest not, including email notifications for logins, email notifications when a project is published, both to me that a new project came in so I can review it, and then when I hit publish, also for the creator, an email gets sent. And obviously I don't send myself emails, so that logic is also covered. And yeah, so what I thought we could do, or what a few other things first. What has happened since I released this a couple weeks ago? Stickers, because no developer's public project is a real project without stickers, right? And yes, you will get some if you want them. Um, then there was a nice tweet by, I think here, by Caleb. Yeah, thanks. Now it removed the preview. Hello. Hello. All right, that was super nice. And then today, while creating that post, I saw that I got a few retweets on that one, including, and that was a bit scary, including by this man himself. I was like, what's going on? Now I can stop working, right? Where's my Lambo? Where's my Lambo? Obviously not there yet. And I don't really like Lambos, but that's another story. I also have a public dashboard for the visitors. As you can see, I launched on, I think, October 19, and it got already quite a few visitors. I was surprised to see this. And yeah, so you get a backlink that's actually a follow link to your project, not to your profile, but to your project. So if you have more projects, let's add them and make this the biggest collection of Livewire projects. So that brings me to the next thing. Like I said, we have 99 projects. So let's add another one. Sasha, I'll add it for you. So you don't have to, and not so you don't have to have another account. So let's go here. Do I write it with a capital T or? Okay. Trenda. And then this I can copy, I think. Let's see if this works. Here. And then here. Where am I? Where's my mouse? Here. It's worse than live coding. So what is it? It's a web app and a SaaS, right? So let's go here. And that's Switzerland. I already took a screenshot here. And let's go. It's not yet public. I still have to review it because sometimes I might have a drink or two and add projects, which is not a good idea. Um, so this button is only for me, but yeah, let's do this. And because I'm generating the image in the same process, it took a while instead of having a background job. But hey, we're at 100 projects now. So yeah, what's next? I'm thinking about adding creators because I think it's important to show the actual creators of the project and not the person who added it. Sometimes they are the same people, sometimes they're not. This is going to take a minute because I'm busy with other work, with like real work, not pet projects. I thought about and might do add sponsors so I can take that money and sponsor meetups, for example, or buy a nice license for a screenshotting API so I don't have to like do the screenshots manually. A map maybe of all the countries that submitted projects, that would be cool. I thought about adding another newsletter, but there's already too many newsletters. Nobody needs an additional newsletter. So yeah. Any questions? And yes, you get stickers.
Did you post it around? Like, did you go out and brag about it? Or?
Yes, of course. Of course. Extensively. And I actually even, just because I was doing Twitter ads for a client, a movie, I was like, oh, it's so cheap. I should maybe spend $30 and just push it out there. And it got quite a few clicks.
1,500 unique visitors.
Exactly.
It's quite a benchmark. I mean,
Most of them actually came from, I don't know if you know this, but the Laravel news site, the big one, you can submit your links to it, and they were happy to publish them. So that got quite a few visitors as well. Also, the meetup is now on there as the only meetup, which is great. So there's like big conferences and the Switzerland meetup. How it's supposed to be, right? Yeah. Any other questions for Vault? Or I'm not an expert yet. It's just an experiment. So, but
do you know of people using it in production, like real projects?
um, Laravel Vault?
Yeah.
Not really. No, I don't know. But I mean, this one is in production and it uses Vault. And if you use Laravel Breeze with one of two flavors of Vault components or Livewire, then you have Vault components in your application. But other than that, I don't really know. And for me, I don't know. I don't really like the syntax. Some of the components, like the grid here, I was like, screw this. I'm making a classic class-based component and the template. But yeah.
But like, am I like conceptualizing this right when I think I can take one bulk component from a project, basically put it into the next project?
Yes and no. You will probably have to change the front end a bit, but other than that, you should be fine.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, they look a bit weird. So, I mean, I can show you again, but this is, yeah.
It's not an artisan's.
No, not really.
Then you found dirt.
Yes, of course. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
It's quite an anomaly. So, and then this, the end here, where you switch over. But then again, I have to say I come from WordPress originally, so I'm used to soup. So yeah.
Have you seen the tweet from Next.js where they put like Haskell?
Yes, yes, and I love it. I love it. I mean, it's beautiful. No, it's
Next.js, PHP. extension that allows you to run PHP in Next.js.
because I actually wanted to try it out. I haven't yet, but it runs the PHP in Wasm, so that's great. I mean, it's not a good idea, but it's great that you can do it, right? So yeah, I saw I saw that as well, and I thought like, all right, PHP was right all along, and nobody really knew it. So yeah, any other questions?
Awesome, Joe.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, and let's have a beer, and I'll give you some stickers.